Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it's Thursday, and the market has recovered a little bit, which is great. For everybody looking on TikTok, I did do a sell. I did sell in the strength. Let's see. I did sell in the strength. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. And I'm simulcasting on YouTube at youtube.com/. Dallas Trading Floor. This is a trade that I made today. Let's see if I can get back here. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, joined. All right. Let's see if I can change this up a little bit here. Up. Let's see if I can. Nope. Let's see if it'll let me. Nope. Okay, I don't know if it'll let me change the background or not. Just wanted to show you. Oh, just wanted to show you a different trade here. Well, we'll have to. Let's see if we can. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to. Maybe I can go back here. No, it won't let me. Okay. So, anyways, let's get going with the show today on Dallas Trading Floor. Just wanted to show you the slides here. Basically, the stocks are basically surging today, which is a good thing. We're still in a correction. We're still in the market correction, so we got to be careful there. I did sell some into strength today. I did sell XLE, and but the debt extent there is an extension on the debt ceiling. I think it's in December. That did cause the stocks to move higher today. So that is I guess kind of a good thing here. Just wanted to show you the economic index. This is the economic optimism poll. And this is for basically, October. We are below 50%. So the economic optimism is still really shaky. This is why I think you got to be really careful going into the market here right now. I'm pretty much in cash, and I'm still holding back. And part of the reason is this index poll. It is definitely moved down. So I definitely think there's a little bit of trepidation in the market right now. There's a lot of there's a lot of angst relative to the economic condition right now. So I think you got to be careful taking positions. That's definitely what I'm trying to be more careful on as well. So I just wanted to kind of show you this. This is the IBD tip poll, very accurate. But we are down, for the month, and I do think that there are some significant headwinds, price of gas, a lot of things like that. So, got to be a little bit careful about going in full bore. I'm about 50% in cash, but I do want to show you a stock that I am buying today, and that is Microsoft. I am buying Microsoft. I did buy it right about the 295 level. We did have a very nice reversal on it. It's up today. Got a composite rating of 96, so it's looking very, very strong. And in general, it looks good. So I'm starting to build my position in Microsoft. I bought it in 3 of my accounts. I have multiple accounts. Bought it in 3 of my accounts. The volume's down a little bit. That does concern me a little bit. It's still IBD has this as a leaderboard stock, so it's pretty strong. And I think that this might be a good time. It has moved right above that very critical 40-day line. I like to buy them above that line if I can on rising strength. The relative strength is a little bit weak, at 82. I'd like to see it, better, but anything above 80, I'm going to take it. That's the reason why I'm starting to move back into Microsoft, sort of tepidly moving out of cash into some of these stocks that are leaders like this, like Microsoft. Here's one I did sell though, and I sold this into strength. Even though it's up today, I did sell it for a profit. It is the XLE, and I put that out there on for everyone on TikTok. That's the stock that I did sell today. I had bought it basically about 2 weeks ago. I'm just taking profits, small profit on this, about a 6% gain on it. So looking pretty good on that. The volume is up on this one. I do expect a little bit of weakening coming up in some of the oils. I think the oils are going to be a little bit weaker coming. We moved up a lot. I think there's going to be a little bit of consolidation. I'm not saying they're going to retreat, but be a little bit careful when you're buying some of the oil stocks today. I do think that we're starting to see a little bit of a topping action. So there are some stocks that you might want to look at. WLL is on that list. There's a few other ones. as well that we'll go into later when we get into the questions. But that's kind of where I'm saying I'm trying to just take profits right now and make sure that I don't round trip any of the profits that I have. Another one, a stock of today. Now I don't own this one, but I think that I might want to put it on your radar screen. It's Acuity Brands, AYI, currently 195.52, up $19. This is incredible. Basically, what this is, and this is an important stock. This is a buy here, pay here stock, and this went up on the news that they're going to have the buy here, pay later deal with Target. So this is a very, very key retail partnership that this brand is putting together, AYI. And definitely, there is a pattern. It's a consolidation pattern. It gapped up, very strong earnings, and definitely gapped up on the deal with Target. And I think this is going to be interesting because this is going to allow a lot of people that don't want to do credit cards. This is going to offer them some alternatives. This does not hurt people's credit, so I think this has a really big ramp. AYI is the name of the company. It's buy here, pay later deal, and they just signed a deal with Target. So very interesting. I'm not in it. I'm just trying to look for an entry point. Normally, stocks that gap up like this, I'd have to wait. If I didn't catch them on the way up, and I definitely didn't catch this one on the way up, I have to wait kind of for them to settle before I get into it. So, but anyways, put this one on your watch list. AYI. Very interesting. Here's what I'm owning. Here's what I have now currently. Today was a good day. We did turn the corner. A little bit down on EOG Resources. That's an oil stock. I did sell Diamondback, which is a symbol FANG, and I did sell XLE, basically, just taking profits there. We're up on CRM. Of course, that's Salesforce.com. Everybody knows that one. And then Robert Half, RHI, $2, and it's up about 2.82%. So very interesting one on that. Just right about $100, 106.64. A little bit down on the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Of course, this is the ETF that tracks Bitcoin, and we did see Bitcoin go over 55,000 for the dollar. So that is interesting too. Bitcoin, definitely probably has a future if this debt ceiling passes, because it's going to be a tremendous amount of debt that is going to be put onto the U.S. population. 3.5 billion, I think, is what they're saying, and that will definitely cause lots and lots of inflation. But I think that the Democrats are cornered. They got to pay off the people. So that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. So we might see some very good action in Bitcoin. I'd be a little bit careful about gold though right now, just because, just other things. But Bitcoin, you might want to kind of take a look at that. One of the easy ways to own Bitcoin is through the Bitcoin Trust, the GBTC. It's 4% of the world's Bitcoin. That's what they control. And it's currently trading 41.87. Also, I do think that we're going to get a reopening trade in Vegas. And of course, that would be a boon for MGM. MGM is unusual in that it does not have very much China exposure like Harrah's and Wynn, because they don't have casinos in Macau. Of course, the Chinese are cracking down on some of those casinos in Macau. So MGM is a good play, I believe, for the resorts trade. And the symbol is easy, MGM. It's just like the film company. Of course, those are two separate companies now. MGM Resorts is in Vegas, of course, and then MGM is a studio. I don't know if it's owned by MGM. I don't know. Anyways, but MGM Resorts definitely up today, and put the volumes down again a little bit. Again, trying to build a position in Microsoft. It was up very nicely, 302, up about 1%. Volume's down a little bit, but again, I'm trying. It looks like it's strengthening in that stock. Of course, the XLE, this is the one I did sell into strength today. Just taking profits. Nothing against the energy sector, but I kind of want to just get out in front of it, but not round trip any of the profits that I have in this one. So I'm taking profits on the XLE. Just want to kind of show you the results of my option trading, which is very mixed, unfortunately. I'd like to be better. Very mixed on the option trading, but let's kind of take a look. The first one I closed today was on Netflix, and did pretty well on it. Did pretty well on this one. Basically, this is a 3-day trade. two contracts. It's kind of confusing, but this is the sort of the recap of it. We made about 180 bucks, 197. 38 was the recap on it, and then we closed this one today. Netflix is doing very well. Wanted to just take advantage of the profits there. So for everyone that was in that trade, we have closed that now. But you can continue on. I mean, it's definitely moving higher, but I just wanted to take profits in it. Now, I did not do as well on Alibaba. I will be honest with you. It looks as if there was a dead cat bounce today. Alibaba did move up. Charlie Munger said that he loves Alibaba. I can't understand why, because I think the Chinese market is going down. So we did close this one for a loss. I mean, because I can't outguess Charlie Munger. We're down $118 for two contracts on this. Not a very long. We were only in this one basically just for about 9 days. So this was a bear put spread, and we did close it. This is the recap that I have on it. I wish I would have done a little better on this one, but hey, you got to take your lumps. So I had a winner and a loser. Now let's kind of take a look at the ones that I have in process that I have not closed yet, and those are of course available. If you go to www Dallas Trading Floor, these are the trades that I show you exactly how I'm trading. And of course, if you're in the Discord room, you have access to this at all times. Today, Domino's. I wish this one was better. This is a bull. This is a bull spread, but it's a bull put spread. But Domino's pulled back a lot. I've got a little bit of time on this till December, so hopefully Domino's will start moving back up. Today closed at 483, so that basically puts us right below. We're in a loss position, but as we're moving higher, I'm going to probably keep this one open, just because hopefully I'll make some money. Hopefully I'll make some money on this one. Hopefully if the market turns around, Domino's should do well. It pulled back a lot, and that's the reason for this. Just wanted to show you the DuPont trade. Now, this was a bear trade. I was expecting DuPont to go down, and again, I got that wrong. Oh, it was terrible. But it's still open, and we're a few days into the trade, down about $68. Would like to see this one turn around. Probably will adjust this one, DuPont. Also, I did enter a new trade on Constellation Brands. This is a bear trade as well, expecting it to go down. Of course, the day after I announced that, it got an upgrade. So I'm wrong on this one. I will probably be adjusting this one as well. Just wanted to kind of get it out there for everyone to see. All right. Well, that's kind of all I have for the before the questions. So let's get to some of those questions, and real quick, and let's get into the questions from everybody, and hopefully I can get this. There we go. Did I get over there? Yeah, I'm over there. Okay. So let's see if I can exit that. All right. And what I'm doing is I'm just pulling up the charts as we speak. So there we go. Is that there? Oh, that's not the charts. No. Okay. Maybe there we go. There are the charts. All right. So let's get into some of the questions. Thank you everybody for waiting, being so patient. Let's take a look at two of these. I need to comb my hair here. NOG and Roblox. Let's take a look at NOG first, and kind of see if there's anything there that we can really look at. And all right, Northern Oil and Gas. This one, again, an ENG play. ENG is still doing very, very well. The only reason I sold my shares in the XLE is just because I wanted to take some profits. So, sometimes you have to take a little bit of profits. Here we go with Northern Oil and Gas, looking very, very nice. Nice upward trend today. After hours, it's trading at a little bit down after hours. Well, not really. 24.62, looking very good. It's extended above the buy zone right now, so it's probably, if you're not in it right now, probably not necessarily the best time to be in it, but I really like this relative strength. Everything is looking very, very good on it. Now, you might want to add, if you're in this position, it might be a good time to add. So, if you're already in this position, I kind of would recommend, possibly doing an ad, because I think that this is potentially very, very good. Oops, that's the Get rid of that. Okay. Let's see. So possibly, so I if I was in this stock, and I'm not in it currently, I would consider adding. Here. So that's kind of what that's kind of how I would play this if I was in the stock. I'm not in the stock, but if I were in the stock, I would consider adding at this point because it's come out very very nicely above that. It's come out very nicely above the buy point, the 2164 buy point, and it's moved very very nice. So I think overall this is looking very good. Let's take a look at the checklist, 78 checklist, very very strong. And let's take a look at some of the fundamentals on this, kind of get an idea here. We didn't, we had a lot of entries in terms of profits. Now, I don't know why there is not a sales increase. Oh, I understand. Okay, I understand now. Apparently, it looks as if this may have been sold. This company may have been sold. I'm not sure. Let me just take a look to see if that is indeed the case. You can look at any news on this one. And okay, so this has definitely made some good screens here. Don't know about this one. I'm not seeing any sales here, so I'm wondering, did we go through earnings today? No, our last earnings were back there. So, but it's looking very very strong, and it's based and it's moving right above that very nice cup without handle formation. So very good formation. It's above a little bit above the 5, so not a good place necessarily to to go in here, but we possibly could see an ad here. So I think that's looking very 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 good. And that sounds to me like you've done very good on that stock. So I would definitely consider adding here at this level. I think it's I think it's definitely an excellent level. And so let's take a look at Roblox, RBLX, and that of course is a game company, as we all know. RBLX, and let's kind of see if that's returned to kind of a profitability, which I don't think it has. I'm not. It's not looking as it's not looking as good as it was. Let's pull up the screen here, and basically the situation with Roblox is that we're still in this downward trend. So I would be very careful about buying it here. I don't think I would add. I don't think I would buy. It's not. It hasn't been out 200 days yet. I'm gonna probably put it here, but it's getting very close to that. Here's the thing: it's trading below the 40-day line, the 21-day line, the 10-day line. Even though it popped up a little bit today, it still is trading in a downward motion. So with this one, I would be just very, very careful with this one. I think what you got to do with Roblox right now is, I don't think you can do anything with it. I mean, I don't think you can do it right now. I think you just got to watch this one. That's basically what you got to do with Roblox. So I would say no, probably not. This is probably not a good place to be in the stock. So I would consider. I wouldn't enter Roblox at this point. It just doesn't look strong, unfortunately. Thank you, Mr. Jeet. Let's look at MTTR and take a look there. See what we've got. And see if that is looking good. That is Matterport is the name of the company. Not that familiar with it, but let's put up the screen and see. And with Matterport, we did come up, we did reverse above this reversal line, but then we pulled back down basically to the buy point, the 1727 buy point. We've got a bounce there, and it is moving back up. So, potentially it is changed direction. I'm going to reactivate that that line there, because that kind of shows sort of where I would buy it, consider buying it, would be above that line. Now let's look. It's got a relative strength of 95. In this market, if this was a confirmed uptrend market, I would buy this right now, MTDR. But because we're in a correction still, I probably wouldn't buy this one. I'd probably watch this one right now. It's got a 67 checklist, which is okay, but I want to see. I really kind of want to see. I really want to see something better. So, right now the stock is extended, and I think you just got to watch this. I just think you got to watch this because, the market is in correction, and when the market is in correction, that's when you got to be super careful. Because it can pull back yet. We haven't gotten the follow through day yet, and I'd still be pretty light in this market just because it's a market that is, it hasn't really recovered yet, and I don't know if it will. Because typically these take usually several weeks to play out. So I'm expecting that we're probably going to see the market move a little bit lower potentially. But so right now I'm being very, very careful with my buys. I'm basically taking profits as quickly as I can, and I'm being relatively, I'm just being a little bit more careful on that. Okay, great. Was there a floor number 383? Yes, there is. And I'm sorry. Basically, if floor 383 is the one today. So this is, and I just want to, and hopefully I've got things right. I'm trying to get this numbering system right. But today's episode is Dallas Trading Floor. And you can get to it directly by going to bit.ly/DTF 383. So that's today's that's today's episode is, and just you can go there directly by going to that's bit.ly. Let me edit that a little bit, because it's not a slash, it's a dot. Yeah, it's a dot. So today's show is bit.ly/DTF 838 383. Thanks for keeping me honest there. Okay, so let's get to the next question. Thanks. All right. Okay, and let's look at AFRM. Okay, let's look at AFRM. And this is the one that just took off to the moon. It's pulled back a little bit, but as you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this one. This one might be worth doing something with, possibly, even though it has moved up, even though it's moved up a lot. As you can see, we've come up very nicely. We're kind of getting to a new high. See if I can zoom down on that. There we go. Okay, so we can see it better there. Some very nice volume coming in. Let's look at the checklist. 78, so it's still pretty good. Let's look at some of the. Okay, so we're up 71% in terms of sales. We're down a little bit in terms of profit. So, the question is, do we want to, how do we want to be in this one? Well, I think that, we possibly could be in this one because this is on an IPO base. There is a pivot on it at 137.98. Currently, it's at 133. So we could possibly buy this if it goes higher. I think we could probably start moving into this one. Relative strength of 97, so that's looking very, very good. So here's what I would recommend on this particular, with this particular with this particular stock. I would recommend doing possibly a buy stop limit order with the limit, with the stop being, let's see, stop equal to basically it would be basically equal to the buy point 137.98, and would be 137.98, and then the limit where you're offering to buy it would be equal to 138.08. I know that's kind of strange, but I always put my limits 10 cents above the stop, and the stop, of course, would be right at the buy point. So this is how I would recommend possibly buying a firm. It looks pretty good, actually, in a lot of ways. And I do think that it's come out of this IPO base, and it might do very, very well. I would only buy it on strength, though. I wouldn't buy it just to buy it, because it can pull back and move lower. But if it moves beyond the buy point being 137.98, then I would consider buying it at 138.08. And that's the way the buy stop limit order works. It basically, if it moves above the stop price, then it offers to buy at the limit price. So that's something that you might want to look at. Very interesting stock, good choice, and I think that yeah, you might really be on something there as well. Let's look also at Palantir. Of course, that I was sold out of Palantir. It pulled back. Palantir is a tough stock because it's very volatile, and again, it is, unfortunately, Palantir today is down somewhat. So it's a little bit tough day to buy it today. I still really like the stock. I really like what they're doing, but it's difficult. So let's go to the daily chart to take a look to see if there's anything we can see. Yeah, we're still, unfortunately, with Palantir, we're still below that critical 200-day line. So I would wait for the reversal. I mean, it theoretically has reversed, but I would wait for it to trade above that 200-day line. I think you really needs to be at 30 before you would consider buying it. So my advice, or for what that's worth, on Palantir, for Palantir, I would possibly buy above 30, but not below. So that's kind of how I would look at it. With Palantir, basically I would basically buy above 30, but not below it. And I just don't think that that's a good place to buy it. I think it's got to show some more strength before you can get back into it. I was stopped out of it, as you can see. I was stopped out basically on the 28th of September at 25.50, and I have not been back in since. I'm kind of waiting for it to get stronger. I got stopped out right at the 200-day line. And then I got stopped out. It still hasn't come back to that. Still hasn't come back to it. Currently, it's closed today at 23.73. Hopefully, if it can move beyond that, then I will start buying again. But I'm setting my stops very, very tight on this one. I like the stock a lot, but it's a tough one to trade because it is so volatile and difficult to get a really good to get a really, really good entry into it. That's the main thing. All right. Well, hey, thank you very much for oh, how can we watch your watch list? Thank you. Okay, super. Let me just go ahead and let me just kind of take a picture of this. So hopefully, there we go. All right, took a picture. Okay, so basically, the way you can get a hold of the watch list, and I'm going to be putting that out there. You need to be on the Axe Trade list. I'm going to send out my watch list thing probably for tonight. All right, watch list. All right, for tonight. But you got to be on the action trade alerts. The way you get on those action trade alerts so that I can get it out with my mail server is basically to go to www Dallas Trading Floor, www Dallas Trading Floor, and that and sign up. I need the first and last name. If you're on that by tonight, I'm going to send out a link to the watch list. So let me kind of give you a look see on that watch list so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So what I'm going to do here really quickly is I'm going to see if I can show you what that looks like. And okay, so let's put this up. And I think I put the watch list out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up right now. And if I can. What I'm doing is I'm pulling up the link right now for the watch list, and I'm going to give you that in just a second. There we go. Okay, this is the link. This is the link to the watch list. So if you are interested in this, so if you are interested in the watch list, here's the way you can do it. Just go to this banner here. I mean, go to this link, and this will give you the watch list to the this will give you the watch list address for my watch list, and it's kind of confusing, but https://bit.ly and then this 3MDURYD. So basically that watch list, and I'll show you how it looks just so you can make sure that that's right. And I'm going to also put this out via I'm going to also put this out via the I'm going to also put it out via the chat today. But let me put, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me show you how this looks. This is the watch list that I maintain here, and it's basically at that address. It's a Google Doc, but it updates automatically. So if you go to www.bit.ly/3MDURYD, this will give you it, and it basically shows you what I have currently on the watch list. If it's above or below the pivot, and then I have this sorted by I have this sorted by alpha here, but you can see which ones are on it as well, and go all the way down here. And this is the this is the ready list, and then I also have the watch list too. This one's actually a little bit more complete. It shows you what's up. I typically like to buy things as they're moving higher. For instance, Callum Petroleum. This one is quite good. It's 2.53% above the open here, so it's very strong, and we can see it's very, very strong today. And then the volume here, but this is available at this address, bit.ly/3MDURY. DY. So that kind of gives you a look at that. So thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. So we'll get you on that list. And also to get the link, it's super easy. Just go to the www Dallas Trading Floor and just sign up for the action trade alerts, and we'll send out that link as well. So that's www Dallas Trading Floor. Okay, so let's get to the next question. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's look at CEI. Let's look at CEI. And let's see if I got to get back to the right one. CEI, just bringing it up now on my charts. And there we go. Okay, Chamber Energy. Interesting. I don't know this one as much. Um, but definitely a penny stock in the oil and gas area. Um, I'd be a little bit concerned about this, and I don't. This is a little bit cheap even for me. 98 relative strength, so that's looking good. Some nice buying action on it. Again, it's in this great area. $1.78. Could you make money on this? Well, look at this. Wow, it's moved up tremendously. Look at that volume, 434%. So we're basically right here. The question is, could we double our money in this one? Well, I don't know. I don't know if we could or not, but man, we might be able to. I just want to kind of look at it. Yeah, it's a 56 checklist, so not necessarily the strongest. Let's look at the fundamentals on it. Again, a lot of funds are not going to be in this one. It's a little bit too small. 33% in terms of the amount of change, so it's falling sales, falling profits, but we actually do have, unbelievably, we have 10 funds in it. So that is interesting. Very interesting on this one. We're losing money. It's out of Houston, and it says to acquire 30,000 acres in Greeley and Hamilton County, Kansas, for $4 million in stock. That's interesting. Okay, very very interesting. I'm going to write this down. CEI. That area of the world, and I happen to know a little bit about that area. That is near Great Bend, Kansas, and that area has some very very shallow wells. Those typically there have been oil wells in that area probably for 80 or 90 years. Very, very interesting. That's a very interesting one. So it's Chamber Energy. I just kind of want to look at their website to kind of get a look see to see, kind of see what's going on there. So see if I can. I don't. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it'll let me see it. Okay. So Chamber Energy. Anyways, very interesting stock. I don't really have any. I don't have any real information on it, but I'll try to get back to you on that one. Chamber Energy. So I don't know much about that stock. I can't say that I do. I can't say that I do. Let's see if we have some questions from TikTok. Um, somebody. Okay. DLO. Petri. DLO is looking for DLO. Let's look at DLO. I just want to look at this one to see kind of where it's at. DLO, and that is okay. Diocal. Okay, this is a Uruguay-based. Boy, this is interesting. Uruguay-based company that provides cloud-based payment platform. Interesting. It just came out. It's an IPO. IPO'd at 21. Wow, look at that. Very nice. Very nice sales, up 186%. 100% up in terms of profit. Wow. 189 funds in it. Oh, I like this one. It's got positive cash flow. That is a very interesting. And it's got a little bit of short interest, but not too bad. This is a very interesting IPO. 73 checklist on this, so that's good. 183 funds. I'm really liking that. It's in the credit card finance area, so that's not a bad area for it to be in. This is a very interesting stock. Let me just show you the chart on this one for everybody out there. I'm kind of just yammering on, but this is an interesting stock. This is a Uruguay-based. This is a Uruguay-based cloud-based payment company, and one of the things that we're going to be seeing probably a lot of is in the rest of the world. The U.S. and Europe and Asia are pretty much out ahead on this cloud-based, but South America and Africa are definitely coming on strong. This may be a game changer. So this is a very interesting one. DLO, don't really have an opinion on it right now, but because it's an IPO, and it's just come out of the gate. It does look like it is still forming an IPO base, so I probably wouldn't buy it at this level. I would kind of wait to see if it bounces at the if it bounces at the 40-day line. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to put an alert on it, and I'm going to put an alert right at about 60, because that stock moves. of 60. So this is possible buy. But I'm only going to buy it on strength. I'm not going to buy it, especially in this market. I'm just not going to buy it anywhere. So that's kind of where I'm putting my. So I may get an alert on this one. Thank you very very much for that. Thank you for that very very much. I appreciate it. That's a very interesting stock. Continental Resources. This is also coming from TikTok. So let's look at CLR and Continental. Very nice chart. It's extended, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't extended, but basically good stock. It's just right now, right now the stock is extended. So it's the buy point on this one was basically about 40 right here. It's actually $40.41. That's where the buy point on Continental was. Very nice pattern. Base, base, base. So this is looking good. This is probably going to pull back here a little bit. I probably would not enter a position here. It's extended. It's a good stock. It's got an excellent checklist. Look at this, 89 checklist. The ownership, 378 funds in it. Let's kind of look at the fund ownership to see kind of how good it is or bad. I just want to see who's in this. Yeah, a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good Vanguard. So this is looking very very good. This is a good stock, but I wouldn't buy it at this level. It is extended, so not a place that you want to buy this stock. You just don't want to buy them extended because that can get you into a lot of trouble. It's a good stock, but you want to buy it from the buy point or 5% above that. You don't want to go too far above that because they can really pull back on you, and it can really, really hurt you. Mr. Singh wants to find out about AMC. Let's look at the chart for AMC to see AMC. If we've got anything good going on there, good action. This, of course, is the poster child for the meme stocks. We did have, looks like we may have actually, okay. So what is going on with AMC? Well, it's still trading below that 40-day line, about $40. Pretty tight pattern. I just don't think it's time for this one right now. So here's the thing about AMC. I probably wouldn't do anything. I don't think this is going to jump up like it did before. I just think that right now, right now on this one, you just got to watch this one, and it's tough because it really needs to move, I believe, above about 60 for it to be viable. But right now, I think it's just a watch list stock. It's a great question, but I think right now it's just essentially a watch list, and I wouldn't be in it right now. Okay, Real Madrid wants to know about Zim and Fastly. You must have a position in Zim. Let's look at some of the let's look at Zim and some of the other shipping stocks. I think Zim has been pulling back. Now it may be starting to make a move here. Let's see if we can get it, kind of, and I want to zoom in a little bit on this and kind of analyze this a little bit. See kind of where we're at, and I'm going to kind of zoom in so everyone can see this. We pulled below that the 40-day line, of course. Then looks like we got some support, and the support basically is right at. Let's see if we can get the support on it. Looks like it's right. It's right about 41 or so, and that's your support. The support's right here. Okay, and it looks like it's starting to make a move. Here's the thing. Looking at these lines, looking at these lines, it's below the 10-day, it's below the 21-day. So I want to see it. I want to see it reverse higher, and basically where I want to do is I want to see it reverse above about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set. I'm going to set a. See if it'll let me do that. It needs to be basically above there. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's reversed. I think Zim is reversed, but it's still. I still think it's not. It's not ideal. It's not ideal to buy it right here. So that's kind of my take on Zim right now. I think it's reversed, but I still don't think it's strong enough. I kind of want to see it move above about 50. Um, the high for Zim was 62.20, and I was in the stock. I did sell it as it pulled back. I did make a little bit of money on it, but I want to show you kind of where I bought it and when I sold it. I don't think I have the sell in there, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going back to my chart on, I'll show you kind of where I bought Zim. Oops, there we go. So I'm going to go in, zoom in here a little bit. Um, I try to buy, and this is why I try to buy, and I just want to show you. This is why I try to buy always at a buy point. The buy point was 47.84. I bought a half position at 47.70 and on the breakout. Okay, and then I sold it, and I don't have it noted in here, but I sold it as it pulled back here to the 10-day line. That's where I sold it, because I typically will sell it. Yeah, that's right there. I will typically, when I buy it out of the breakout, I'll wait. You see how it's above the 10-day line? When it pulls back below the 10-day line, that's where I sell it typically. So right now we're not there yet. It needs to come back up to the pivot, 47.84. We're at 44.48, and see if we can make another run on it. But right now, I think I would wait a little bit to see if it will come back up to the pivot, which is 47.84. And this is Zim integrated shipping. So let's see if I can pull off that thing so we can see that better. Let's see if it'll let me do that. There we go. All right. So this is Zim, and again, I would wait until it comes back up to the buy point 47.84 before going back into the issue. But it's a very interesting stock, and definitely a good one to look at. So that's my recommendation for Zim. If you're in it, I don't think you have to worry because it looks like it's reversed higher. But if you're not in it, I wouldn't buy it until it moves above that buy point, 47.84, and it's still a really good area of the market. So that's a good thing. All right, Sharp Link Gaming, SBET. Okay. Well, what is that? Okay, BET. I'm sorry. Let's look at BET. I thought this was Black Entertainment Television. Okay, BET. Let's look at it. BET, and nope, not recognized. So something is wrong there. I probably didn't do it right. All right, let's look at Coca-Cola. That's KO, of course. This is the ultimate Warren Buffett stock. I think he's owned it for 50 years or something like that. It is a profitable company, but it's kind of, as of late, it's been underperforming some of the oils and of course, some of the other companies. But this is the ultimate Warren Buffett stock. It looks like it's gotten some support, basically at the consolidation, at the bottom of the consolidation, which is 52.30. So we're definitely starting to see a movement higher. I would probably wait to buy this one until we got up here, basically to the until it crosses the 40-day line. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find out exactly where that 40-day line is. Okay, great. And that 40-day line is at 55.50. So I'm going to set an alert at 55.50, and that's going to be potential buy alert. And if it does move about there where that little arrow is, I think you can see it. That's where you want to buy it. You want to buy it as it's moving higher. Right now it's reversing, but I'm not totally convinced that Coke is gonna reverse higher. So just not totally convinced of that yet. So I'm going to be super careful. Now we're getting to one of the stocks that I truly like, and that's Tesla. And of course, I had a spread. I had a bull spread on it. Did very well. I did close this one early. just because it was doing very well. I think the deliveries they did they're not having the chip problem that a lot of companies are having, and look at it's pulling up very nicely, and it's above 780, and that's a very key level. So I do think we're very likely to see it continue up to the buy point, to the consolidation buy point, which is 900. So there's possibly 100 points between here and here. There's possibly 100 points. So here's what I'm thinking about doing on this one: a bull call spread on Tesla, because I do think that we're starting to see it move very, very nicely. I really do. And I think that this could be very good. It's got an excellent checklist. The only thing it's failing in is relative strength. And finally, we're gotten to the point where I think the overhead supply has been taken care of. So I do think that we're going to see probably it's taken a long time, but I do think that Tesla now is at a point where it can make a run at that 900 level, and I do think that we're just starting to see that come in. And as you can see, I closed my bull call spread here for a profit, but I may open another one because I'm really liking this action, and I do think that we're moving very nicely in this direction. So I'm probably going to put together a bull call spread on this one, and hopefully that will prove to be pretty good. After hours, it's moving very nicely. We're up to 795. The 800 level is a psychological level, and if it moves beyond 800, I think we're going to have potentially have some very good action on this one. So I am looking relatively bullish on Tesla in the short term. So that is kind of how I'm looking at it right now. So tremendous stock, of course, and tremendously a tremendous opportunity, I think. And finally, I think we finally gotten rid of the overhead supply. At least I'm hoping so. We're above 780. That's a key level, and we're now getting ready to cross on Tesla above. We're getting ready to cross above 800, and that's a key level for Tesla. Another question, of course, on Tesla. So that's kind of what I'm saying. So I'm looking possibly on doing a bull call spread. With Airbus, I think Real Madrid, I think you got to be really careful. I don't. We do. Airbus is traded in the U.S., but I think you got to be careful on all of the airline stocks. They're typically, reeling. Boeing is not doing very well. Airbus is not doing very well. I think you have to be careful right now on that. So that's kind of where you got to be. In my opinion, SSYS is the best 3D print. I'm sure that it is, but the problem is a number of companies like HP have been in this business, and it's been very difficult for them. So I'd be really careful. And I also think that airlines, I don't think you really want to be in airlines right now. The COVID thing is not over with. The cruise lines, the cruise lines are going to be riding down. The only place in the leisure entertainment area that I really like are the gaming stocks, and that's really MGM, the one I've got, and then possibly ones that don't have China exposure, and then also, but there is an interesting one called IGT, which I think in the leisure area is potentially a very good one, and that's International Game Technology. I want to show you the stock because it's a little bit extended. It's right above its buy point. The buy point on this one, 26.43. It's currently 28.80. I do think this one's quite strong, and could be potentially potentially something you might want to look at in this area. What I'm seeing in terms of the volume, I'm seeing decreasing volume. That typically means the stock is probably going to go higher. Now, it's still a tough market to be buying these kind of stocks because we're in a downtrend, so we got to be super careful here. We're in a downtrend, so I probably only would buy a nibble on this one. But instead of going for the airline stocks, instead of going for the airline manufacturers, I think you really have to look very seriously at the stocks that are going to benefit. I would stay out of cruise lines. I'd stay out of airlines. I would stay out of airline manufacturers. but I would consider some of the gaming stocks because I do think that they will possibly do well. Probably last question here. Um, let's look at AMPY and take a look at it. See if we can get that. AMPY. Okay. Amplify Energy, another oil stock, and this is the offshore. This is offshore California oil and gas. It's looking very good. I mean, it's a cheap stock, $3.37. I really don't know much about it, other than it took a dive here. See, it went up and then boom, it just fell out of the sky, and it's trading. It's above the it's trading above the 200-day moving average. So here's the thing on this one. I just think this one right now you got to avoid it. I think it's not where you want to be. I think you have to avoid this stock. It's really not buyable. It's really not buyable. So I would avoid the stock for now, and that's kind of what I have to say. All right, well, everybody, thank you so very, very much. Of course, if you want to get on the action trade alerts, very, very easy to do. And I'm going to be putting out probably a link to the watch list tonight. I probably will be putting out that tonight. So if you can get on that, it's easy to do. All you have to do is go to www.Dallas Trading Floor, and that will allow you to put your name on the list. Okay, well, till tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 3:30 again, same time, and to go over any of your stocks and try to get in early with the stocks and try to get them on on my radar screen so I have enough time to get to everybody, because I definitely want to do that. But I will be back tomorrow at 3:30 again. If you get on the action trailers at www.Dallas Trading Floor, we'll get the link to the watch list out to you, and that's free. So until then,